Just want to say hi, introduce Sprad's RV to everybody, introduce the camping world to a lot of the adventures that are out there that are waiting for us to go out and see. A couple of the things about camping that I think we really need to emphasize more is the family togetherness, about how we are going to bring the families together where we can spend more time instead of sitting at home where everybody's playing on their computer, their computer games, or watching TV. This, when we're out in nature and we have such an incredibly beautiful area that we're in, camping is so close around here that we can go spend the weekend and have the family together without all the distractions of the cell phone, the TVs, and the computers, and all that, where we can bring a lot of the family, I think, values back together again. Camping's been around for so many years. We really enjoy being able to go out and do a little bit of fishing. It's, I don't know, a lot of you are probably campers now, but when you make that coffee, that pot of coffee first thing in the morning, that's the best cup that you've ever had, and it's the same coffee that you cook at home. It's just that the area you're in, the environment, the fresh air and everything just makes everything taste so much better. Camping is it's an experience. It's memories that we can always talk about, and that's one thing I'd really like to bring out is the family value, the family togetherness, and the memories. That's really a lot of that's what we have when our kids are growing up, as they're getting older, about all the good times. And there's so many times that we've had where it was so much fun. I can remember camping trips and the fun that we had with our friends and other family members, and still remember that from 20 years ago or better. Camping on the units themselves have changed so much over the years that we're getting in a little bit more sophisticated now. A lot better installation values on them, to where they are good for way below zero weather. The conveniences of being able to go out, and if you have that thunderstorm that comes in where you can run inside and get out of the weather and have a nice place to stay where it's weather tight, is always a nice feeling, more of a secure feeling. The bear problems that we had last year, that's another big issue, where the hard-sided trailers, we aren't having a problem that we don't have to worry about the bears coming. They're going to have a much harder time breaking into a hard side than they will with tent, something of that nature. But some of the things we're talking about going green, about how we can save on energy and all this. Your travel trailer, normal travel trailer, only holds anywhere from about 20 to 45 gallons of water. That's all we take for the weekend. So we're really concerned on water, and usually you don't even go through all that water. You're bringing some back. We're conserving on everything. Your power on this is all from 12-volt batteries for all your lights, your pumps, and all that. We're running 12-volt. You can use solar panels to recharge your batteries, so we're not using any fossil fuel for our lights or anything else. Air conditioners and microwave ovens still need to be plugged into a generator or into shore power, regular 110. Everything else on the unit is going to work just off of battery power. Propane, we do use propane for heating our hot water, and our refrigerator will actually run on propane, but it uses such a small amount. 5-gallon tank will probably last you in the summer, not using heat, would probably last you about 4 or 5 weeks on a unit, something like this size, depending on how much hot water you're actually using. So we're very, environmentally friendly in that respect. We have our holding tanks, so all of our black water and our gray water, we do come back, we do dump those into a regular dump station, sewage dump station, so there's no contaminants getting out anywhere. So it's very environmental friendly setting. And then when we're getting out talking about the environment and talking about the beautiful areas that we have in this local area, and fuel prices are brought into this too, about what does it cost us to go camping on a weekend. Say if you go down the road within 45 minutes, there's so many different places that you can be at, especially from Gardnerville or from Reno, either one. that it's, if you went from, say, having that filet mignon down to a regular sirloin steak, if you did that for a couple of days, you'd save that much difference on gas to where, you know, it's the same as what we were paying a couple years ago for gas. So that's not really that big an issue until you're talking about long trips going back east or something like that. Then, yeah, it is going to cost you more to take a travel trailer than it would just drive a car. These are good. This is 2500 series. These are good for like 25 below zero. Nothing's going to freeze up on you. You're going to keep plenty warm inside. All thermal pane windows, solar reflective. This is getting to the top of the line when you're talking on travel trailers. You know, some of the features and benefits, there's only one seam that goes around the center. All molded fiberglass top, molded fiberglass bottom. The unit will virtually float. We don't recommend you try it. Just take our word for it on that one. But these are, you talk about well-built, solid, but still getting into fairly lightweight. So we can tow these with smaller vehicles. This particular model is a 25-foot. It has a front walk-around queen bed. This is the newest floor plan, actually, by Bigfoot. But some of the features, of course, they use the higher-end cabinets, old solid cabinet doors on it, all the way through. Again, we get back to where we're holding about that 45, a little bit better than that on our water capacity. But with all the water savers that we have, the flow restriction on our sinks, our outside showers, our inside showers, and our bathroom and everything else, 45 gallons is still plenty of water. It's ample to get through the weekend, still take a quick shower, and be comfortable. We're not telling you to run the water all the time. Just be very conservative, but you will have enough water to make it through the weekend. Your lights, the same thing. All your lights in here are 12 volt. Your stereo, DVD player, CD is also 12 volt. Of course, this is going to take more power as the more you use it. So that's when we start talking a little bit more about maybe solar panels as an option, or going with a remote generator, a quiet generator, an RV generator, to help keep your batteries charged so you don't run out of power on any of that. But still, you're going to have all the conveniences. You got your microwave ovens, you got your air conditioner in it. Those two items do have to have power. They have to be plugged in. Again, as I know I said this earlier, have to be plugged into either a generator or into what we call shore power. Everything else on the unit is going to work either by 12 volt or by gas. Your refrigerator, 6 cubic foot refrigerator, and large freezer on top, that is going to be running on gas, or if you're hooked up to 110 power, it'll run off of power. So off your regular 110. But it'll run on gas for the whole time you're camping, say, out in the field. Your hot water, again, is going to be gas. Or electric. There's a switch that you can go to electric if you are plugged into power. Your oven on it is going to be plugged in to your gas, so it is a gas oven. 3-burner cooktop. All of our up front burners are going to be our high BTU burner, so then we're able to actually boil water. Everything in it, all the options with the flat screen TV, the DVD player, the refrigerator, the oven, this cooktop stove, all of that is in the weight of 1,605 pounds is what this thing weighs. So you can pull this with just about anything. Now they have pictures that are showing this being pulled with Volkswagen Rabbit. That might be true when you're in the flatlands and you're able to do it. We're a little higher elevation, so, and mountains everywhere we're going, so we might want something a little bit better so we can get up the hills. But they're very unique in design, narrow on the width. They're only 6'7" wide, where a regular travel trailer is 8 foot. This gets you into a lot less wind resistance that we have, so better fuel economy there. More aerodynamic, again, for fuel economy. But you can go just about anywhere with this thing. It's what they call a 16-footer, and that's from the tongue to the back. That includes everything. This unit has the air conditioner in it, heat pump, regular gas furnace on it also. It has just about everything you need. Even comes with a porta potty. All your windows are double pane windows. Your portholes. These are the only windows that do not open. Everything else will open on it. They're just designed for more of the lightweight. Now this is not for a big family usage unless your kids are going to be out in the tent, stuff like that. This is more for the 1 or 2 people. The table breaks down, dinette table breaks down, makes it into a bed. So this is more for getting in the backcountry, going somewhere, car shows, car enthusiasts absolutely love these things because you can pull them with just about anything. But it gets you out of the weather, gets you away, gets you into your own bed. That's one thing about having a travel trailer too that we didn't discuss, is that with all the hype that we're hearing about these hotels and motels, and I don't care how fancy they were to the low end, about how dirty they were. One thing about a travel trailer, you're in your own bed every night you're there. You've got all your own stuff with you. You hardly can never forget anything. When you pack up your bag to go on a trip on a plane or something, it seems like you always forget something, and now you can't even take your shampoo or any liquids with you. Here, you've got everything with you all the time. You're not worried about losing your, or did I bring my toothbrush, did I bring my makeup for the women and all this stuff. You can have 2 sets. You can leave 1 set in here so it's always ready to go, and then have your other set inside the home. It just saves a lot of time, a lot of convenience, and knowing that you're going to sleep in your bed, you know who's been in that bed and how clean it is, that's real important. It's a real important issue to me. But these things are very unique. You have a refrigerator inside. You've got everything you need on a lightweight unit. That's why they call them micro lights. But you can tell that the unique design. Like I said, the car enthusiasts really like these. The people that go off-roads really like them because you can go just about anywhere you want with them. The windows are actually double pane windows, and they do open up. There is a screen that comes down, then there is a night shade, security shade too, so you can black it out inside. Even on the porthole you can see where we can actually close all the windows off, and that's what makes it nice for security when we're out there, you know, especially if it gets dark or something like that. Still, we have all of our 12-volt lights inside. We still have our gas tank for our furnace in there. The gas is actually, the tank is held up front, of course, with your batteries up there too. This particular unit actually has a surge brake on it, which a lot of boat trailers you'll see have that, so you don't have to have the electric brake control in your car. It's light enough to where they can get by with just the surge control or surge brake on it. But like I said, very aerodynamic, high gloss finish on it, so we don't have that wind resistance. The rounded front, that air can get around it, and being narrow, this is a lot more efficient to pull down the road than a lot of the big wide units. But we are going to give up a lot of space. We're going to give up the heights too. We're only a 5'9" inside, where most of your other units are, you know, you're 6'4", like right around 6'4" is kind of the average, 6'6" kind of the average height on a lot of them, 7 foot. Unless you get in some of the big motorhomes that we get in full 8 foot height and all that. But very unique, very compact, very lightweight, and that's what the cab really has to offer. It has its big brother, which is the Tada, which we stock also. Big difference on that is that has a hydro package with the shower, the toilet in it, has a hot water heater, a lot more conveniences, but it is a longer trailer. But for anytime you want to come by and take a look, like I said, we're at Sprad's RV, you can come by, take a look. And basically, we're going to be stocking these now in our Reno location at 10,000 South Virginia in Reno.
Hi, I'm Fish and Game Warden Patrick Foy. Boaters at Lake Tahoe should expect watercraft inspections at all launch sites around the lake. These inspections are designed to prevent the destructive spread of zebra and quagga mussels, as well as other aquatic invasive species. If brought into Lake Tahoe, invasive species will damage boats and the pristine waters and be impossible to remove. Remember to clean, drain, and dry your boat every time before entering a new body of water. Clean boats stop aquatic hitchhikers.
Hi, I'm Michael Smith for Nevada Trails. Tonight my guest is Gary Williams. He's an RV consultant, and what's been going on is I've been doing these shoots out in the field for just bow hunting or anglers fishing or things like that. And I thought, I don't want to leave this place. I want to stay out here a little bit longer, but it wasn't very handy for a hotel or anything, so I've been looking for alternative ways to stay out in the woods. And I found this place called Sprad's RV. And I met this young man, Gary, and he's going to teach us more about RVs and trails and some of his experiences in Nevada. Thank you for joining.
Thank you for having me. This is some of the things that we were talking about before on the different places to go and out in Nevada, and actually I guess it was Bureau of Tourism in Nevada put on a big push. I know it was last year, I think, where they gave away an RV. Actually, there's so many places to go here in the state that we don't have hotels, we don't have motels, so there's no place for you to really stay, and you've experienced that yourself.
Oh yeah, and we did a shoot on paintballing in the Woodfords, and it was time to go, but I didn't want to go. And the air smelled good, there was a babbling creek, and I noticed when we were leaving that there was a trailer back in the back that they weren't going. We were going. So I thought, well, that's a ticket, get a trailer.
And and there's so many places. We went out to Manhattan in Nevada, just outside of Tonopah, quite a ways. And it was such a neat area, and I mean, there is nothing out there. It's an old town, more than getting into the ghost towns. And there's so many ghost towns in this area anyway. But it was a long drive out there, and I was out metal detecting and doing some different things. We were looking for gold and started getting late, and then it was time to leave. If I would have had the RV with me on that particular trip, we would have been there. Probably would have been there 3 or 4 days.
Oh,
and there's so many places. Goldfield's another one. I love that area. It's so unique. The old west and the old towns, the old mining towns. There's so many places that we can go, but we need a place to stay at night.
Well, I noticed some of the pictures from like Stanley Perry, who what we call a mining town expert, and he just had his Jeep. So I imagine he would like to have stayed in some of these trailers as well. Or RVs. But
Right.
what we saw on yesterday at your location was absolutely beautiful. All the comfort creatures, and they look very efficient for just, you said you had solar energy availability?
There's with the newer technology, just like anything, it's we're progressing up. The solar is a big asset where we're getting back into that green, the buzzword of using the green, where it doesn't really cost us anything to charge up our batteries to survive out there in the middle. We're talking, we only carry 45 gallons of water usually. It's kind of typical. So we aren't wasting any energy out there. We're just out enjoying the nature, but still have all the conveniences of home.
Well, it sounds like you've done some rock hunting with your trailer's experience, and so you have like buckets and your what do you call it, the metal detector? Because I used to have one too, and you had big piles of big buckets of rocks. So you need all the storage you can in these RVs then.
Well, the old movie Lucille Ball with the long trailer when she's carrying all the rocks and all that.
Oh yeah.
We don't really recommend too much of this, just because of the weight. I do a lot of more for precious stones and the gold and all this. But there's so many different places to go out here, and so many different rocks that you can see, and the different minerals that we do have in the state. It's interesting.
Well, is your wife a rock hound too?
No, she's more of a hiker.
Oh, okay.
So, and it kind of works out together where I can go do my thing, and she's out with the dog and doing her hiking and just enjoying the beautiful scenery that we have in the state.
Well, we've done some beautiful hiking trails as well, so that would be a good place to park. If someone's a hiker and someone else isn't, they can hang out and watch the DVD player.
Right, yeah.
So they go hike, and every person has a pop in the DVD player. So that works out.
And that works, with the size of the unit that we were kind of talking a little bit yesterday of, we go with the shorter unit, we can go farther, we can go in the back country, and some, cab over campers and all this. But it really depends on what you're going to do, and that's where we get into the size of the unit. But there are so many places to camp in this state that it's incredible that people don't even know about. They don't go because they don't have a way of spending the night.
Well, Nevada's a beautiful state, and it sounds like you've done a lot of traveling in Nevada, though.
Yes, I love the state. There is so much to see. There is so much to do out here. I don't know. There's so many different places that you can go.
Well, the whole state's different. You can change completely. When I used to 30 years ago spend a lot of time in the Vegas area, and it's absolutely Lake Mead. It's all those things are just beautiful, and then everything looked like a painting to me from the Midwest. Then you come up here and you have the mountains, everything, the scenery. It's just a good place to take an RV to.
Yes, and you can go from what we call boondock and just sitting out there in the middle of nowhere by yourself, nobody around, just peace and quiet, all the way to, say, some of the luxury resorts, RV resorts, where you go in and there's the one out in Pahrump. It's Western Horizon Resort. It's incredible. It's in a winery. You can go in there. It is a membership park, but it costs you like $1 a night to go in there once you join. And it's a 5-star resort. You have your pool and spa, and then the winery, the wine tasting.
A pool and spa and an RV resort?
Yes. Oh, many of them.
Okay, that's more close to my rugged level.
Right, yeah.
If I hike, I need a spa.
And there's a lot of people that we have come on the lot. They think their idea of camping was the Hilton, and they'd go down to a Holiday Inn, really roughing it. And some of the new RVs, you look at the inside of them, the Bigfoot is one that we looked at yesterday.
That was beautiful.
We're getting into that quality of the high-end resorts.
Well, it was the same size I had as a younger man, but the little bells and whistles are a lot nicer. Yeah. But it looked so much lighter than the one I had. It looked very efficient for towing.
I'm sure they are.
And then the one we have behind us on the screen was a little fellow we were going to show later in the show. And that was one of the reasons I could see your location, because it just jumped off it was just cute, and I thought, well, geez, if I'm hiking, I can spend the night in one of those things. And this is a little bit bigger model than the small one we saw yesterday.
Correct. This does have the bathroom in it, 15-inch flat screen TV, 2 refrigerators. I mean, they get pretty well loaded up.
So you can do some archery shooting and deer hunting, and then all of a sudden just take the night off and get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and go back to it.
And go out and enjoy it. Now, there's so many places to go out here, and like I said, we can go from the boondock and all the way to the luxury resorts with RVs. The only thing that we don't offer is room service, but usually you can live without that. So.
Well, it sounds like you've really had a good time in this field. You've been doing it for a while.
Yeah, it's a good industry. It's a lot of fun. It's as long as you believe in what you're doing, I think that's. It's not really a job then, it's more of a pleasure.
Well, you mentioned yesterday how important the concept of family time is, to get out there to these parks and but be with your wife and your kids and enjoying nature, because if you're at a campground, you're going to do something together. It's get the kids away from the computers, and so I was very moved on what you're talking about, because everyone's getting stuck on these computers, and it's time to get out there and be stuck to a tree and just enjoy the babbling brook, and because life's going by too fast. Very fast.
And then the other thing is that I was taught a lot of the survival of just in case we had a national disaster or something like this. I don't think a lot of people really understand or could survive on their own without being able to hit a switch for their lights and all this. And you do learn a lot of that when you are out camping, about basically how to build a campfire and how to keep it going and how to eat out there and how to survive. And there's a lot of things that we need to know, we need to understand.
Well, yeah, it's a different, I remember the first time I went camping, my toilet paper got wet, and it was a dramatic thing. So if you're in an RV, you probably won't leak.
No.
But your tent won't leak. My tent leaked, and I lost my toilet paper with 4 days to go. It was a bad thing. And we're out there in the boondocks, and but even a small little trailer had a lot of bells and whistles. I mean, really, and everything was so efficient as far as putting things away. I just thought it's probably a pretty good investment right now.
It is, because it's something that you can use. It's actually very affordable when we're talking about going some of the local areas that we have around here. There's so many areas that are so beautiful, so close.
Well, yeah, like I said, the Woodfords is only 20 minutes away from where I am right now, or 40 minutes right now. And you just park the trailer and you got your own vacation.
You're just right there, and you got that river or stream or lake, whichever you're going to. And there's nothing more beautiful than sitting there in the morning, waking up, open up the drapes, and there's the river going beyond, and it just, and then the wildlife that are coming up, and the wildlife is so they're used to us coming in now, and they, of course, they want to pick up our scraps and the squirrels and all this. But even with the deer and everything, it's amazing to watch the wildlife and animals really coming up to you.
As a videographer, I know that the morning's the time to get the shots.
Yes.
Everything's when they move, and it's just a lot easier and to enjoy nature. And it's just, I know it's my favorite part of the day. It's cool.
It's cool. It's beautiful. It's clean. It's new. There's so many things. I remember sitting out on, we're out in central Nevada over by Winnemucca and camping, and I remember on the cell phone that I was just calling home, and there was probably about 12 antelope just grazed, and they weren't 50 feet from me, and just kind of looking up at us. Oh. And I mean, it's just it's an experience that you can't describe unless you're there and you feel it and you see it. They're not afraid of us, we're not afraid of them, and it's neat. It's a different experience. I think it's something that we need to
I wish I would have experienced that. I remember the first time I was ever in Nevada, we were just driving down the highway looking just to get lost type thing, and I wanted to see Area 51. So, but we saw some bighorn sheep, and I thought, wow, what the hell is that? I never saw them, and they were by the highway. I couldn't believe it. And they were just something new and different, and if you can get that excited, I say go out there and enjoy nature.
And there's so much of it, and you'll never go and see it all.
Yeah.
But the experiences, and then it's something that when you come back, a month from now, you'll be talking about it and talking to your friends, and I think that's what really gets people motivated and going, and remember the good time that we had. Mm-hmm. What did I do last weekend? I mowed the lawn, and I worked on the computer for a little while, and I mean that's I don't remember really what I did besides those things there. On a camping trip, we come back, and I got a lot of memories, and I got a lot of stories, and that's.
Well, it's funny how just a trip 1 hour away camping, you come back and it feels like you're gone a week or a month. And that feeling, like we just recently lost my house. So when you're gone for a weekend and you come back to that same house that you're losing, you go right back into depression. So now that I'm not in there anymore, I'm having a lot more fun. So hopefully the show's better. Well, thanks, Gary. We have to say goodnight. So I appreciate you for coming, and go out there, people, and check out RVs and enjoy our Nevada trails. This has been Michael Smith, and thank you. Good night.
Restoring the Truckee River? Many said it couldn't be done, but the Nature Conservancy took on the challenge.
This is the biggest thing we've ever done.
A year later, things look different.
We're out here to see what we can find. You can see these small little trees that are growing. These are all cottonwood seedlings. This is what we call wiregrass.
We have wetlands. That means we have frogs. We have wetlands and insects. That means we have birds. And we have the diversity of all kinds of species at all kinds of ages.
The fish habitat, since they've changed the river, created the meander here, has just improved dramatically.
We're seeing actually already a huge improvement in the number of species and the number of birds that we can find out here as bird watchers or as ornithologists.
We're glad that they're working with the tribes and restoring the river to its natural ways here.
Standing here now on a early summer evening and hearing the shorebirds and the water moving through the river, it was so different here not so long ago.
The Nature Conservancy, protecting nature, preserving life.